Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the interview questions that were asked in Ascendion. Okay, so this was attended in December period. So one of our subscriber has shared us this question, so I wanted to share it with you all so that it can help you in your journey of attending interviews. So let us get started without wasting much time. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So here we go. So the company name you can see, role was for Tableau development. Okay, and skill that was requested was or asked was Tableau, obviously, and along with that a SQL mandatory. ETL, these days they are regularly asking this skill, so you might see this often in the requirements, in any requirement that you will see on any job posting site, and warehousing concepts, because this helps you in understanding the architectural diagram of how the data flow is in your company or the client that you're going to work for. Okay, so if you do not have any much exposure on warehousing concepts, I would encourage you to start looking into that area as well, because that might fetch you some points or at least help you in finalizing your or shortlisting your resume. Because many times I have observed that many candidates have Tableau, SQL as the only skill sets in their resume. So that might be a little disadvantage, because others who are keeping ETL or anything like that, so we'll have, or we'll see that their profiles getting shortlisted more often than this. Okay, so see how you can optimize that. And if you have any questions, you can comment in the comment section, or you can write to me. Okay, so let us get started. So the first question the interviewer asked was, what is the version of Tableau we are using? Okay, and what is the latest version? So these two questions are very important. Always ensure that you have, a knowledge on what is the version you are using and what is the latest version available in the market. Now it is not mandatory that whatever the version that is there in the latest version that is there in the market, you are using that. So it all depends on the organizational policies or your project's policies. But do ensure you are giving the answer, like say I'll tell Tableau 2022.2 I'm using. Okay, and latest version is, like say, something 2023.4 I'm assuming. Okay, so this should be the latest version, and this is the version that I'm using. So if at all you want to find out where is the latest version, you can always go to Google and type alternate Tableau download. The first link that you get, that is ending with releases, you can click on this and it will give you the list of versions available here. Okay, so you can download for anything, like say for desktop or prep or server or cloud, anything you want you can download from here. Okay, so 2023.3 is the latest version we have in the market. Okay, so that is something that you should always keep eye on. So let me paste this link in the description box, so that if at all you need the information, you can download it from there. Okay, next was, what is the order of operations of filter? Now this is something that is very important for us to understand how you know filters are applied when you have multiple filters in place. Okay, so let us see that. So I think by now we have all learned the order of that. So the first thing we all should know is extract filters apply first, then comes your data source filters, then comes your context filters. So you can remember it as EDT. Okay, so after this, if there are any conditional filters or sets or top n or LOD types of calculations written, then that will get applied. Then your dimensional filters will apply, then your measure filters and table calculations. Okay, so and in between that, your include and exclude and forecasting or trend lines, this if there are anything will apply and get your data. Now On an higher level, if at least if you are able to tell this should be good. EDC DMT, you can remember it as something like that. Okay, extract, data source, context filters, dimension filters, measure filters, and table calculation filters. So this is the order of operations of filters. Okay, so try to explain, remember this and explain them in the interview. So what is LOD and their orders? Okay, so then with respect to orders, I think we have seen in this page. So first, after context filters, tab LOD filters will come, or at least fixed LOD will come. After that, dimensional filters, and after that, include and exclude filters will apply. Okay, so next, if I talk about the types of LOD expressions, so there are four types of LOD expressions. Now, what is LOD? Like say name itself tells level of aggregation for the dimensions. Okay, so at which level you need, or the granularity you need, and the aggregation you need. So if at all we want to control that independently and all, so we can use LOD functions. So we have four types. One is at a table level, okay, or fixed. We have, if at all we want to do it at any specific level, then we can do it fixed level. And then we want to include any specific dimensions apart from what is there in the view, then we can use include LOD. Or if at all we do not want to include anything that is there in the view, and then do the aggregations, then we can use exclude LODs. Okay, so this include or exclude LODs will help you in getting the subtotals, or that kind of information, or minimum or maximum from an already generated results. So these are the types of LOD filters or LODs available in Tableau. And in any LOD expression you take, they start and end with flower brackets. Okay, so this is something that you need to remember always whenever you are trying to use LODs in your project. So do let me know if at all you want use cases on this. I'll try to make a video on that. So next is cascading filters. This is a question that has been asked many times in interview. Okay, and many still fail to give the answer for that. So it is very simple. Okay, so let us take the example of category here. Okay, so I'm just taking category and a subcategory here. Okay, and I'm taking sales as well. Okay, now what is here under category called furniture? I have bookcases, right? And bookcases, chairs, furnishing, and tables. These are the subcategories that I have. Now, the intention is whenever user is selecting any particular category, like say I have only one category, I have option to select only one category at a time. So when I select that furniture, my second list that is there, this subcategory item should show only relevant subcategory items. So under furniture, we have got only this subcategory item, so it's showing us. Okay, so but because this is a sample superstore, it is highlighting by default. If you are connecting to anything in your real date time, it will be something like this. Now, when I select office supplies, even though my subcategory items are limited, here my list is not getting updated. Okay, so we need to tell Tableau ki boss, you have to show only those subcategory items that are under office supplies, not the other ones. So technically, I should see only this items, because again here there is a mismatch between the subcategory items listed here and listed here, and that might cause confusion to the end user. So you can always click on this and you can click on only relevant values. Now, automatically, whenever you choose, your drop down along with the data will get updated. So this is your cascading filter. Okay. So try to ensure that you know how this cascading filter is working. And whenever you have multiple filters in your view, you need to take care of this, filters and drop downs. No one will come and tell you that, okay, Rahul, use cascading filter and all. It is a responsibility of a developer to ensure we are showing proper values in the drop down, otherwise a defect might arise again. So next question is, what data sources you have used so far? So this is one, interesting question that again many get confused, and many even ask me, like, how many data sources I should keep in my project and all. See, every project need not use the same data source. I am using SQL Server in my project. It is not compulsory that you are also using the same, SQL Server for your project. You might be using Snowflake, someone else might be using Teradata, someone else might use, .csv files. It all depends. So the more number of projects you are trying to keep in your thing, try to show the exposure towards different data sources, so that you have an uppercut compared to others. Okay, so I have seen many times that, at least if not the project, when I change company, I have seen, the data sources are different. Sometimes I have used Snowflake, sometimes I have used Teradata, sometimes I have used Redshift. So it all depends from project to project and all. So first, whatever you are convenient, you keep that. Okay, SQL Server, like say you want to master in SQL Server, that is your primary thing, you can put it in there. And then you go with the latest trend that is there, or which has, like say Snowflake. This is, of late, being absorbed by many projects in real time. So you will see the absorption rate of Snowflake higher. So you can also try to put that in your project. Okay, Snowflake. And then you can use, maybe Teradata or Redshift or .csv files or flat files, anything, like, whatever you feel convenient to talk about in interview, you can always put them. That will definitely help you, because so these are all, technically speaking, these are all keywords. Okay, from resume perspective, if I talk, these are all keywords that will, highlight when an recruiter is searching, and your profile might pop up. So try to, include them in your resume. That might help you. Okay, so next, what is a Tableau bridge? Okay, so this is something, an interesting question that is being asked. So what is Tableau bridge? So Tableau bridge is like a pipeline between the files that are there in your machine to the Tableau cloud. Okay, so for that I have opened up uh, this link here. So this is how your Tableau bridge will look like. So Tableau bridge, and it is connecting to the data or the file that is in your machine. Okay, and it will publish or to the cloud. So it is acting like a channel between the data in the machine to the cloud. So just remember that word, and it will help us in, connecting to the data, bringing the data or having all of that. So creating extract. So who can use this? So this is used by site admins. Okay, or content owners in the sense, the developer who has access to publish the report and all. Okay, so for all that type of information, this is Tableau bridge is helpful. Okay, so again I'll be pasting this link, you can go through it whenever you have time in detail. But on a higher level, if at all you want to know what is Tableau bridge, I think we have defined that. So now again, next question is, how big data sources you have used in Tableau. Now again, this is a challenging question for many, and they come up, Rahul, how many, what should I tell, when they ask about volume and also millions and all like that. So see, volume is one very important thing for any data visualization thing. And in real time, you will always see that the volume of data is very, very huge. At least in millions you will see. Now it is our job, how are we restricting that records and bringing in only what we need, and how are we optimizing that. So that is something that you always need to think. Okay, so limiting the data, okay, optimizing the data pool, and like writing custom SQLs or doing aggregations and all. So how are you handling that, effectively handling that? That might definitely help in improving the performance of your dashboard. So all these are very important, but from data volume perspective, you can tell in millions, okay, that it should definitely have what's. And next is, what are the challenges faced during your recent project? And this is something that is being often asked. I think in our last video we spoke in detail about this. So your challenges can be in any form. It can be in design, uh, designing challenge. You might have challenge with the data challenge. You might have challenge with the training users, okay, or you might have challenge with the functionalities, or you might also have challenge with the requirements. So it can be any challenge that might come or arise during your project development phase. So focus on what you want to speak about. Whenever you get this type of question, whether you want to talk about the design challenges, like say a client requested you to create a particular dashboard in a particular way. So you feel that okay, it is not possible, and you are trying to explain that to the interviewer. That is your design challenge. Data challenge, volume of data is very huge. Now your dashboards are becoming slow. How are you trying to optimize that? That is your data challenge. Training challenge means end users need not be Tableau uh, experts to use the dashboards. So you have created a very complicated dashboard and users are not aware how to use them. That might require again end user training to tell them how to use these dashboards effectively to get to what they need to see. So that is training challenge. Functionality challenge means a client asks you to implement something in Tableau which you feel is not possible, like say YTD, MTD, and all example. Okay, so you feel YTD is not possible. Then how are you going to provide alternate solution, or what solution you are trying to provide to that? You want to navigate from one report to another report. How are you trying to, solve that problem? You want to have a data dictionary. How are you going to solve that? Okay, so you want to connect to informatica. How are you going to solve that? So that is all functionality challenge. Okay, so what is the alternate solution that you are going to give? Requirement challenge, you are not clear what client wants. Okay, and how are you going to solve this type of challenge? We are going to connect to client frequently to understand what he is expecting in Tableau design, and then build reports accordingly. Okay, so like this you can talk about any design, anything that you feel comfortable in this, because you might get cross questions on this. So be prepared, what you want to focus on. But I think on a higher level I spoke about all of this. Okay, so very important from interview perspective. No, not in one, it might be asked in many interviews, so focus on this question. Next is now context filter. Okay, context filter, again filter on filter, we all know. Next is filters and parameters limitation. So what is between filter and parameter? Parameter allows us to select only one value at a time. Filters allow us to select multiple values. All of that we can talk about. I think we all know and we have been learning from along about filters and parameters. Next is empty extracts use. Okay, so do let me know if at all you want me to create a video on this and talk about this. How does empty extracts use? Okay, so what happens in real time is, suppose when you are publishing a dashboard to the server, sometimes it takes a lot of time to publish that, because it all depends on the volume of your data. and your Tableau extract might fail or it might not be possible. So in that situation, what we do is we create an empty extract, okay, and we publish it to the server, creating an empty extract, and we get that extract created in the server so that we can get the data, because in locally it is not possible. So in that situations we use empty extract, one of the very popular solutions in the real time. Okay, so I hope you have found this video useful and something interesting. If it does, don't forget to comment in the comment section, and see you in the next video. Till then, have a good day and bye bye.